You just swallowed that.
Well, hello, everybody. Welcome to How May We Service You, the podcast all about service industry. I'm sorry if I look a little verklempt here. Gina, did you just swallow your gum before we started the show?
You said no gum.
I said no gum.
But
Yes, I did. I said no gum.
Doesn't it take a long time to decompose?
Yes, but it took me a second to position myself, so I didn't want to get. And I'm not famous enough to have an assistant and be like.
I was always afraid if I swallowed gum when I was little that it would blow a bubble out my butt, it would be like an actual.
No, I just heard it sticks for
out.
7 years.
7
No,
years.
it would be like 7 years.
Yeah.
Does anyone know if that's
decompose?
real? 7 years to.
Is that
7
an
years
old
to
wives'
gum?
tale?
Is it an
Yeah.
old wives' tale? So if you swallow gum, it doesn't stay in your body for 7 years. No, it is true.
It's true.
It's true. That is insane. What happened?
I'm not sure.
It's just it's moving slow.
It's gone.
It's like, so you're not a swallower. Well, welcome to our show. Goodness gracious. Well, my goodness. My name is Texas Telerosa. I'm the host of How May We Service You. My lovely co-host is
Gina Ray, hello.
That's right. And we have on for the third time.
Is a charm.
Aaron Balli.
Aaron Balli. Aaron, we're gonna get to know you again. I feel like I know so much about you now. But before we do that, I'm drinking again, guys. Yes, I didn't drink from October through February 6th.
Was it October?
It was end of October, yeah, right before Halloween. That was when I had my first little ulcer situation, so I didn't drink.
Got it.
So I didn't drink anything. I did drink on a podcast recently where it was the Always Open crossover for Off Topic. Last week we shot that at Rooster Teeth, and I was on set, and we had White Claws and chocolate vodka and Fireball, and it was all good.
So you jumped back in.
I jumped back in head first, and I even had a Big Mac and some chicken nuggies. I was great. It was great. My trainer is probably going to kill me, but whatever. It was all good.
At least you can eat again. That's all that
I'm
matters.
eating good food, not soup anymore, so it's all good. So let's do our shot. I'm doing Jameson, actually, so I'm excited.
This shot is the third time being the charm.
Third time being the
Third
charm.
time.
We got new microphones. We got new sound equipment. Damn it. Oh, my God. Whew. It's been a long time. Oh, that hurt. That made my nipples hard.
It's strong.
Does that ever make your nipples hard when you do like certain shots and then certain shots it doesn't? Like tequila
Definitely.
and whiskey shots make my nipples hard.
Nope.
Nope. Does it
No.
make your butthole go like that?
No.
Or your hoo-ha clench? No?
My vagina? No. Not that either.
It didn't do that? Sometimes it makes mine do it. Anyways, mine's clenching right now. Anyway. Well, that's how we get started. We always do a shot. So if you have a shot or a drink, please take one with us. And we're going to get to know Aaron real fast. And because, we had you on the show a couple of times, and I want people to know what you do, where we can find you, and how we got you on the first time. I want to know all the tea. Because we have a lot to talk about this episode. It's a lot going on.
I mean, as we keep doing this, the shade keeps building up because, we're like, oh, it didn't work again, and it's like, I'm gonna tell that
you
story.
get so excited, the anticipation of something happening, and then you have. So podcasts are not easy, guys. It may seem easy.
I've learned that now.
They're not easy. They're expensive. They cost money. I've gotten grayer in my beard from this shit. It's crazy. So I just spent $300 on microphones again today.
Yes.
So things.
Yes.
It's crazy. So we've had some hiccups with Aaron on the show, but you know what? You're here now. Microphones sound good. We're ready to roll.
Lighting's good.
Lighting looks beautiful. Thank you.
Ooh, let's do 45 seconds with him. We've never done that.
We didn't do that with him, yeah. So again, we'd like to get to know our guests, and they are all former service industry, or they are in service industry, and we talk about how they got into it, what other jobs they're doing. So that's what we do on this show. And then we also talk shit.
A lot of shit.
We talk a lot of
Just a
shit.
little bit.
We do.
It's just facts. It's mostly
they're
facts.
facts, but they could be shitty facts.
Shitty facts.
So Aaron, we're going to do, this is what we like to do with some of our guests, is we do 45 seconds. We give you 45 seconds to tell us the most about yourself. So like where you're from, age, whatever you're going to give us. 45 seconds. Are you ready, baby?
Yeah. So at 15 seconds, I'm going to start counting down, just really quietly. So everything.
I got
Anything
you.
and everything you can think of. Just about yourself, though.
Right.
Okay.
Do it.
Okay.
You
Ready,
I'm
set,
ready.
go.
Okay, I was born in Laredo, Texas, and I went to school at U of H and I also do real estate, but I've been working in the service industry now for about 10 years. I worked at Crocker Bar for 7 in the Montrose area of Houston, and I also do work at Keller Williams
Top or bottom?
Top or bottom? Definitely power middle. Like, just depends on the guy.
That's what they really want to know. How many more seconds? 15 seconds? What's your shoe size?
My shoe size is 8, sometimes 9, depending on.
Do you own animals?
No, I don't own animals. I have in my life. I love animals.
Do you swallow?
Sometimes.
Okay, time.
Those are the good things. There
Time.
we go. Well, all right. So you work at Crocker Bar with Legina.
With Legina.
Yeah.
We've talked about Crocker Bar on previous episodes. Crocker Bar is in Houston, Texas. So we will be doing episodes of this show there soon. So yes, so we're going to be mobile.
Coming soon.
Love it, love it. But so you said 7 years.
Yes.
Okay. So how did you get into the bar industry? I mean, did you work the door first? Because that's what happens with a lot of people that come into the door. Or they're bar back.
Well, I worked in the restaurant bar, and I met the owner of the bar that I currently work at there, and he asked me to come in for an interview, and we just hit it off right away, and I just stayed there ever since. I've actually managed that bar for a short time. I was the assistant manager, I became the manager, and then I stepped down from management.
Did you have to, so you never had to, you got hired on directly as a bartender?
Directly as a bartender for this position.
That's me too. I got hired on directly as a bartender. I've never done front door or bar backing or any of that stuff. So like, not
it's
saying
all really hard.
But when you work in good bars, you have to do that. You have to kind of work your way up in a lot of places.
I was a shot girl.
You were a shot girl, yeah.
I was a shot girl at a gay bar. That was very interesting.
That's hot. I love it.
It's fun.
You know, when I was a host of the strip-off shows here for 2 years, I did the Thursday night strip-off and I did the Sunday night strip-off here, and I would host those. We were rivaling Bobby Cook next door at Boy Cellar. That's how long ago that was. Yeah, a long time ago. I had a shot girl, and she was technically maybe the first shot girl that was ever here, because she would bring us. She would ever in the world. She would bring us, but she would bring us shots for the show, and we did a show at 10 o'clock and we did a show at midnight. And by that midnight show, I was gone. I don't remember doing the midnight show a lot of times.
So I have an idea, because Aaron was like really bad at the 45-second game.
I know, I hate that.
You time me, and I'm going to talk about you for 45 seconds.
I love it. So,
You ready?
and this is better because you've gotten to know him a little bit more now.
Yeah.
So you know more tea.
Me and Aaron, he's like, oh, here we go.
Here we go.
I want to hear the tea. Let's do it. Top or bottom?
No, wait, hold on. Let me think, because I don't want to just like totally disgrace you. Okay, I'm ready. I'm ready.
All right, I'll ask questions.
Okay.
All right, you go.
You're going to ask questions?
Go.
Okay, Aaron is a big brother. He's from Laredo, Texas. He's worked at Crocker Bar for 7 years. He's the longest standing bartender there. He's shady as fuck, and he starts trouble. Like, Aaron will throw shade. He'll be like, they did that on purpose. You should get
You're an
them.
instigator?
He's
Yeah,
an
well, you know,
instigator. He's an instigator.
Oh.
I love to watch people.
Aaron's an instigator. Oh, I still have 22.
He's a devil.
Aaron lives really close to where he works. He shits where he eats.
You're close with your family because your family's always with you.
His family,
Definitely,
he's
yes.
close to, he's a good big brother.
Oh, I love it.
He's a really good big brother. He's a good friend. Like, one time he like ran and got my phone from me when we were drunk.
Oh.
And that's it.
Single?
And you're done.
Single? Are you single?
He's single.
I am single. At
Okay.
the moment.
We were just talking about that.
Yeah, we were.
And
Okay.
how
We're
hard
just-
it is to be in the service industry.
We're always on the same path. Like
Yeah.
when you were texting me earlier, you were like, you called me and I was like, I was in the shower getting ready, and you were like, and then you were basically asking if we were going to change during the next episode. And I was
Yeah.
like, yes, exactly the same thing. So yeah, we're always.
Yeah.
So let's talk about that. So you're single. How long
Yeah.
have you been single?
I would say 2 years now. About 2 years. The last relationship I was in was about 2 years as well, and then got into that one right after another one. And I've been in only one long-term relationship.
Okay. So do you think it's hard dating, doing all the jobs? Because obviously you work a lot. Because if you bartend as much as you do at Crocker Bar, and then you're also doing the real estate on the side, which all of us have a side hustle. I feel like I have like
All of
5
us.
jobs.
I'm an artist.
I think all bartenders
and
do.
a podcaster.
Right? We do everything. Is it hard to date? Do you find it hard to meet people? Or is it like to be honest, is no bullshit. Is it more of like one night stands are easier for you? Because sometimes it is. Sometimes it's easier to just say, hey,
Well, we were talking about it at
Yeah,
dinner.
it is. I think it is a little bit hard in the service industry, trying to juggle a relationship, especially one of those that would come to your bar that you work at.
Yeah.
Because it's one of my friends is going through that. He works here, and he sees his ex in here a lot. And
Every
so
single-
Yeah,
it's really
definitely.
difficult to see your
That's
ex when you walk or when you walk into work and you're like, shit, you're trying to have a good day and you're trying to be
Yeah, because you're also on like your
bartending
we're
mode.
working
Yeah.
for all the people,
Right.
and you have to look happy.
I
And
know.
Like we
No.
all have like our bartending personalities, and like it's one of those things. It doesn't even have to be somebody you used to date, but like if you had sex with them or you went on a date, like we're stuck in this box, and everybody
And
can
you
just
can't leave.
Right, we
You're-
can't leave, and they can just stand there and just stare.
And you know that they're all talking shit, especially with their friends when they walk in with their friends and you're
Yeah.
working and you're
You
the
can
only
just
one by
feel it.
yourself. You can just feel that energy coming at you, and you're like, "Fuck!" They
That's
know that
all
I
of
did
us at
something
Crocker.
or whatever. I sucked his dick in the bathroom. Oh my god, or whatever it is.
Well, not that part,
I mean, well, you didn't do it, but maybe did he do it?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
We'll talk about
No.
that. I've
But that's all of us at Crocker. Like, there's these awkward moments, and I'm like, and we'll be like, "Ooh, here comes somebody. You need a
yeah,
break."
like
And I find that Houston, when you work in, because I worked in bars in Houston too for
Okay.
years, I find that when you work in Houston, it's different because there's so many. Do you find like in Austin, it's very like close knit? Like there's so many people that know other people in Austin. But I feel like when I was working in Houston, I would see some people, and then I would never see them again. Like it would be like
No.
touristy almost, or
no,
something.
it's like I don't know what
I
it
don't
is.
know,
The
like-
Houston connection is tight.
Yeah, like
Really?
at least
Yes.
in our community of the bars, Montrose gay scene.
Yeah.
it's like a tight community, and you see a lot of the same people coming in and out. So it's kind of like a Cheers atmosphere in every single bar you're going
Maybe I
to.
was just drunk when I worked.
Well, I
Yeah,
think it's different
yeah.
in like the straight bars, like for sure.
see, I worked at Pacific Street when I was younger.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
And that isn't even there anymore. But
Oh well,
No.
it's called Blur now.
Yeah.
Blur.
Yeah.
It's called Blur.
So the bars in Houston, used to be a gayborhood, which it was Pacific Street, the mining company, and then there
Gone.
was oh my gosh, I'm forgetting the big one.
JR's, South Beach.
South Beach, yeah, South Beach and
Gone.
JR's. So JR's is the only
JR's
one
is
left?
still there.
JR's.
Mining company left a while ago. It's now Postino.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Postino's is good.
Is that
Yeah.
still a gay bar? Or?
It's a food place.
It's a
Oh,
food place.
it's a
but
restaurant.
It's right across
in
from
the neighborhood,
neighborhood.
So it's
by
like a-
default, it's gay.
Yeah.
Gay. Okay, cool.
And we're still waiting on South Beach.
South Beach was so much fun. South Beach was one of those bars where you would go into, and we would always go, and my friends would get the first like little section of booths that were open, and we would sit there all night just judging people, and then you would go dance when you'd hear this clicking, it would click, 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 and you knew this dry ice was going to drop
Gonna
from the
fall
ceiling.
from the ceiling.
And then you would it would drop the temperature like 30 degrees, and you would literally be like in ice. And you couldn't tell who was in front of you, like your hand in
It
front of your
was
face.
white.
It was the craziest
white
shit.
cloud?
Yeah,
it was like you were in a
like
white
fog.
cloud. So we would all go run on the dance floor, and then you would just be with like all your friends, and you have to hold on to your friend.
Yeah.
Or you could end up with like a whole different group of people because you would be dancing, and it would just be all like it was just cold, and you
And this
couldn't
is
see.
South Beach, back in the day.
It was
Okay.
so
Like when the air would dissipate, you could like blow like cold air out of your mouth.
it was so much fun. You would literally get like goosebumps because it would be so cold in there. It was
Kinda
the
felt
most,
good, though.
The most amazing nights, and they would do it like 3 or 4 times a night. So when you'd hear that clicking, people would run to
the dance floor.
Like if you were getting a drink, you'd be like, "Fuck you, I'll be back in a minute."
Yeah.
You would go to the dance floor, and then the bars would just be
It would
empty.
get so white that they had to have security at
Yeah.
the sides so people wouldn't go in and out over the
Yeah,
steps.
South Beach was fun. I wish we would have a bar like that, like that big, crazy. I know that a lot of people say that Highland's like that, and like some of the other, like Rain is like the dance club. But there's never been a dance club like that here in Austin. South Beach was insane. That dance floor was huge. And
was
again,
huge.
I remember times that I would be there and I would never leave that dance floor because the
Yeah.
DJs were so good, and it was just. But again, it was a different time back then too. I think. So.
I mean, but do you see like a change in like customers and the crowds and stuff than like 10 years ago? Because I feel like when I started bartending, people would like come to the bar and stay the whole night. And now people bar hop a lot more.
I think so. I think that also because I think our bars are smaller. Because we're an older, we're kind of in this area of town. I think the bars are not as huge and not as big. Rain is really big. We're a big bar too, honestly.
It gets really packed
But-
though when like on your like event.
Yeah, but I
weekends,
think that
like-
we're not super big, and so like our dance floors aren't huge like they are like some of the bars in like Dallas, like Station 4, and in Houston, like South Beach. I think that kind of makes a difference. I think that we're not known. Austin, Texas, is not known as like a dance. The gay scene isn't very dancey. I don't think.
It is in Houston. People dance a
We
lot.
love
Oh,
to
yeah.
dance
I was
there.
on a dance floor Saturday.
Yeah, not that people don't dance here, but they do. But,
Right.
but I'm just saying, like, it's not like a people. We're more bars. That nothing is really known as a dance club.
Yeah, got
you
it.
know,
Okay.
it makes sense. Because South Beach was a dance club. You didn't go there to like, because honestly, you couldn't see in there anyway, so you didn't
Yeah.
go there to hook up. Because like, trust me, everybody was cute in that bar because it was dark as fuck. You had to trust, be real, y'all, because it was real dark in there. So you'd be like, oh, you'd be feeling the face. Like, do you have anything crazy, anything wonky, you know. So
Yeah, it's the end of the night when those lights go up. And
yeah,
they're like,
and you've
"Oh
been
my
with dancing with the same person all night long, and then you see them in the light, and you're like, motherfucker. Oh God. Okay, well, I'm suddenly sick, and I gotta go home. So you know, it happened. What are you looking at?
Oh, I was looking at my caricature.
Are you ADDing out on us? ADD?
Yeah, you know I am.
We all do that.
Yes.
So.
Okay.
Okay. Speaking of ADD, let's switch subjects. So we know that you work at Crocker. You work with Gina.
You're single.
You're single. And you. So did you find it hard? Because we do talk about like transitioning out of bar. Did you find it hard taking the job and going into real estate? Like, 'cause you obviously went to school for that.
Yeah, it was hard to reconcile not being able to sleep anymore because I work at night and then I work during the day, and I actually work sometimes while I'm working. I'll like take a call and walk out.
Because real estate's really it's
like
aggressive.
Yeah, it's an
You have to be
all-day
ready
thing.
you have to be ready to like work with that client immediately.
Right, and when I was going through my training at Keller Williams, I was not sleeping. Like I was like just up all the time because I was up in the morning, I was up really late at night. So yeah, but it's a hard transition for sure.
But why did you want to do it? Like, what was the whole point of, you know, bartending, still bartending? Because some people just decide to start another career and stay bartending, but like, why that?
I saw that there was people that I knew that had told me that I had potential and that they saw me in it. And I went to, like, I researched it, I took a couple classes, I sat in on things that I wasn't there for yet, but like go to open houses, research it, and I just decided to take the jump.
You know, I thought about doing real estate a few years ago, but then one of my friends told me how expensive it was to be a real estate agent, and I didn't know that they have to pay like yearly annual like fees to be a real estate agent. So even because he was basically saying that he had his real estate license, but his partner did all the work, and he basically did like the bookkeeping and stuff, but he had his license too as well. So it was something that they got like a benefit for, but it cost him like 10 or 15 grand in Austin to be a real estate agent. I didn't know that. That's wild.
Yeah, because you have to be part of different associations all over the state and your city.
So you have to pay to work.
You have to pay to work, plus you have to pay your broker to do every single transaction that you make.
Insane to me. I was very verklempt about that. I was like, well, why would? But I guess a lot of people make a lot of money doing it, so I mean, I'm sure it's worth it. But I was just like, damn, that sucks. Because 15 grand is not something to choke at.
It's a lot of money.
That's a lot of money.
Yes.
Yeah, it is.
But you know, just like in the service industry, you pay other people, your bartenders, your door people, your floor people, a percentage of the money that you make. So that's kind of how I think of it. So that's why I think service industry really prepared me for a lot of stuff.
Yeah, and like when you break it down, that's a good point. Like a lot of people don't understand that, like, if you look at the bar like holistically, bartender $2.13 an hour, then our tips, and then our tips break down to our bar back, and the bar back tips.
Oh yeah, our money is,
guy,
we don't, when you get to the end of the night and we count our money and whatever it is, $300, $400, whatever.
Yeah.
That's not just ours.
No.
It gets split between you know, all the people that work to make things happen, because it's a well-oiled machine. A good
because you definitely can't do it all by yourself.
No, you can't. We're all a team. You have to have good people working behind you, working in the front door, everything.
Yeah,
is so
and
important.
tip share is a loaded question. When people are like, "Do you get all of your tip? Is it tip share?" It's like,
don't worry about that.
well,
You
no,
know,
I always like the question though. But
I do too, because people.
It means they care.
Actually, someone asked that yesterday.
Yeah.
When I was working happy hour, they asked if the lady was really sweet. She was in here and I was by myself, and she was like, "You get all of this tip, right?" Because we were super busy. We had a Deep Eddy bus tour.
And it was
coming,
like 20 or something.
It was like 100 people here,
okay.
so it was wild. So I was racing. I mean, running in circles, and she was like, "You're doing so good, honey," and she gave me like a $10 tip on 3 mimosas, which was like $12.
Yeah.
And so and she was like, "You're doing so good." She goes, "This is all yours, right? You don't share." And I was like, you know, actually, it kind of made me think about it. I was like, no, I don't share, but I do give.
But you don't share with the
percentage.
bartender.
A percentage.
And I think that's what people are like actually asking.
Right.
Is, do you share with the other bartender?
Right. And that's what she thought. She thought, does this bar pool the tips to the bartenders?
Which is a legitimate question, because
Yeah,
it does
really
make a
is.
difference.
Different in every
Because
bar.
I mean, I don't think that there were years that I worked here. If there was tip share,
You would have stayed here?
oh God, no.
Me either.
Because people were coming to me and they weren't going to
Do you
the
know,
bartenders.
I worked in a bar for 10 years that we did a slight tip share, because they had, it was Hula Hut actually. They did. So the morning would be like from 9 to like 3. And then they had a 3 o'clock bartender that would come in, and then like at a 4 o'clock, and then they had like a 5 and a 6. So you had these tiers. So you would come in, and so what we'd have to do is like the opener was usually they're the longest, and they would have to cut the fruit, do all the craziness, get the bar ready.
Get tip out from other people.
And then they would get tip out from the servers and things like that. But if you came in later, then what you would have to do is you would have to divide that hourly. So like say the closer, that 6 p.m. bartender would close out all of the tabs and have all the money and do the register at night. Then they would have to divide that hourly by the people that were like, say the 3 o'clock to 6. So you sometimes had these shifts that you'd only work 3 hours, but you would get a pretty good amount of money because, it was a busy day. So it was kind of a good thing and a bad thing. Like sometimes I'd be excited to have my Saturday like 2 to 6 or 2 to 7, shift, because then I could sleep in, and then I could also go out and party that night, because it was good. But then I also really loved doing the closing shift because the closers always made a lot of money too, because they were there longer, and then the openers were there longer.
Yeah.
So if you were opening or closing, you always got more money. So it was kind of interesting, but we did kind of pull the tips. It was interesting about that. I didn't mind that, but I have seen friends of mine that have worked in bars and and mainly bars, actually, not restaurants, where they pool everything, and I just don't like that because I feel like if someone's working really hard and then someone is not working really hard,
it's really annoying to see that.
Why do you tip that person and that person get a percentage of that?
And like, how do you prove it? Especially if you're just working.
Yeah.
And you see somebody else like not working or not getting.
So
don't like
sometimes
tip
you're
share.
so busy you're not even paying attention to your
everybody
coworkers.
else. Yeah.
I've seen a lot of people like in bars when you walk into a bar, and this is me just being a guest walking into places. I see a lot of bartenders just on their phone and not paying attention to the bars, and you can just tell they don't want to be there, and then you see that one person racing, working so hard and getting every person.
And it's a tip share.
And you wonder if it's a tip share because you're
share.
thinking, oh, that person didn't give a shit because they're just going to make money no matter what. So if you are watching this and you do a tip share or do a tip pool,
you ain't shit.
Tell us what you think about that, because we love to hear, what your thought process is on that, because I don't like it. Personal opinion. I don't like.
preference.
You don't like
I
tip
wouldn't
share.
work in the bar. I wouldn't work in this bar at all, or any bar, if they did pool tips. I wouldn't do it.
I do respect tipping out the bar back, but not the tip share situation.
Oh, absolutely. Your
Yeah.
bar
No,
back.
it's a different
your bar back
Yeah,
is
it's way different situation.
your bar back is your boo, your bitch. My baby is Raymond, and he's my bar back, for my Sundays, and he helped me out yesterday. So he even bought pizza.
My bar
Raymond,
back-
shout out to you. Raymond, shout out to you.
all right,
Because he even
Raymond, where's Raymond?
came in with just.
Oh, Raymond was on the show.
Yes, he came in
got a
with
DWI.
2 large pizzas for us. And I was like, you are so sweet.
That was sweet.
That's a bar back that I'm ready to, I will cut someone
My
for.
bar back is Raphael. One of my favorite bar backs. I'm not going to say Miguel because he's my best friend, and that's like.
But he's a badass.
Miguel
bar back for me
was-
do you know that he was scared to bar back for me during Pride? He heard that I was
Are you
a
a
bitch
scary
bartender.
bartender?
He heard that I was a bitch bartender.
So, like, what that equates to is Miguel was scared because then he gets into his mode where he's just like, fuck it. And he's
Because he said that he'd had fights with Dane before.
Oh, yeah.
And
Him and
he'd had
Dane
fights
used
with
to
other
get into it.
bartenders, and he was scared to work for me because he heard that I was a diva.
Yeah.
And I was like, baby, all I want is for you to make sure I have ice and fruit.
fresh
I don't
fruit.
give a fuck about
just keep
anything
ice,
else.
fresh fruit, and pint glasses.
Keep it going. I don't give a fuck about that.
Right.
I'll even make that work. Just give me ice and
Jesse
fruit.
Ice and
Stafford.
fruit.
Jesse Stafford was my
Put the
favorite bar
Put the
back.
bottles back. Put the bottles.
When he wasn't like,
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah, put the bottles back. That's a good one.
put the
too.
bottles back.
Yeah.
It makes you go faster.
I have some bar backs that know when I'm busy. There's certain things I'll do, and I'll put a bottle here next to the bar, and they'll put it back for me, and I'm like, oh, good. And I notice all that. I do. Don't think I don't. I do.
Yeah, bartenders notice all that stuff. On Sundays, our bar back, Frankie, he puts like the bottle of Hennessy next to me because there's one on the other side of the bar, but for me to walk over there every single time, I burn through like 2 bottles in a Sunday.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
It's a lot.
Those are the little things. So if you're new in the industry and you don't know how, you might have to be a bar back or a door staff to get where you are as a bartender. Those are things that we really look at, because I get it too. Because I have this one regular that comes in every Friday, every Saturday, every Sunday to see me.
All 3 days.
He drinks Sky 7s.
And the bar back makes
and
sure
he
it's there.
literally and the Sky is further away from me than it needs to be on 2 of the nights.
On that night.
And I will keep a Sky separate over here, and so they'll pull another Sky for the other bartender, and I'm like, I notice all that shit. So, because it makes my life so much easier, so I'm gonna have to run into his way, especially considering that we have a new setup in the bar that I work in. It's really dark in there now.
Oh,
so
that
it is
one.
hard as hell to see what you're doing, and sometimes muscle memory doesn't work because you're like grabbing in the dark, and you think you're grabbing like a Sky, and instead it's like the
wrong
kettle,
thing.
The Hennessy.
or it's the wrong flavor Sky. Fuck you. That's
There's so many flavors of
Okay,
so
I got
close
this.
together.
So, if you could give barbacks 2 tips as bartenders, what would they be? I'll go first because I'll forget
You go
mine.
first. Go
I'll
first,
forget
yeah.
mine because they're falling out right now. Hold on, let me see if I can grab them. Yes. Nope. Go ahead, Texas.
Okay, so my tip, if you're going to be a bar back for a bartender, one thing is learn to dance with them. It is a dance.
Yes, it's a dance.
It is
You call it a dance too?
It is a dance.
It's a dance.
It's an absolute dance because I am racing, I'm running, I'm going to be all over the place. I'm wild when I bartend, and I think that if you can watch and learn my movements, that is something that will work well. Because if I'm always using this hand for this and always using this hand for this, pay attention to how I do things, and then learn to move around me when you're trying to refill my limes. Like, don't just come in front of me and just cut me off.
Yeah, don't
because
stop my
that's gonna
action.
really piss me off because it's gonna stop what I'm doing and how quick I'm working. The next thing would be to always clean my fucking bar. I hate to walk up to a bar when I'm a patron and I put my arms down on the bar and it's sticky. That is the worst feeling ever. It grosses me out. I have hairy arms. It grosses me out. Ugh. So I think always, and you'll see me when I'm working too, I'm always cleaning my bar because I don't like stickiness on the bar. It grosses me out. That's one thing I think barbacks should always help us, especially if our bar is kind of big. Like these bars are big, so I sometimes can't reach things because I'm behind a bar and it's like got a beer cooler between me and the bar, so I can't get to it. So that's another thing. And then the other thing is to be my eyes. Be my eyes. When I can't see things, so like maybe someone's being, a little bit too drunk over in the corner, or if someone's maybe like trying to sneak a minor in or do something, be my eyes. Because you're moving more than I am. I'm kind of stuck in one area, and I'm focused on the people that are coming to me. So I need you to be my eyes and make sure that if you see something, tell me. Say, hey, Texas, there is
If you see something,
person
say
over
something.
here that's doing whatever.
Yeah.
I don't care if they're like doing something naughty. I don't care about that. But if they're doing, well, maybe not.
It's a dark room.
If it's illegal, I don't know. Anyways, but you know what I mean. But be my eyes. Those are my
Subjective.
top 3. Is that good? Do you think those are good?
3? Okay, we're doing 3.
Yeah,
okay.
we'll do 3.
You go. It's still not coming back.
Okay, well,
Are you drunk?
No.
sometimes drinks require like more than one liquor, and yes, I want you to put up my bottles, but if I have a bunch of drinks that have ice in them, obviously I'm making them, so please don't take them
Please
away.
don't take them.
Don't take them too premature.
Don't take them.
Prematurely, I know. It's
No one likes premature.
premature. Don't be premature.
Wait a minute. Never mind. Yeah, I meant it.
We don't like it in any case in life.
I was thinking about
Hold off.
could premature be good in any way?
No. Hold
Probably
off.
not. No. Because like no one wants
No one wants
a pump and dump or
No.
whatever.
or to like pre.
Anyways, yeah,
You
we're
know?
done. No pre anything,
Stop.
okay? Is there anything else?
And then all the stuff I throw at you, it's not personal.
Oh yeah.
Don't take it in stride.
I'm horrible about that.
Yeah, I'm gonna
I throw my
napkins
trash
behind
behind me, and
I'm
it just
we are gonna run into each other.
yeah,
it's gonna happen.
It's horrible. I remember one time I threw wet napkins because someone had spilled a drink, and so I just grabbed a stack of the napkins because I didn't have a towel, and I just scooped up the drink, and then I threw it behind, and it hit my bar back in the side of the face, and it sounded like a slap. I hit it, so it was like a. Whoosh. And he just looked at me, and I was like, "Sorry, boo." And I was like, "Baby, we're making money, so calm down." So he just wiped his face off and kept going.
Yeah.
And we're still friends. He's amazing. He's a bartender now too. He works in Highland. It's cute. But he's Garrett.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah.
I hit him, I threw so much trash at him all the time, and he was just like, "Cool."
Yeah.
Yeah.
He may not even remember this, but I do. I remember that,
So-
and I felt so
I've seen
bad.
a bar back get hit in the face with a bottle once.
Oh, that sucks.
Because bartenders will sometimes be
I've,
playing
I've,
around
I've
with their
hit
bottles.
barbacks in the face
It
with
happens.
bottles.
It's collateral damage.
Yeah.
Well, I think one of the best things for a barback is not to take anything personal because, I mean,
We're not trying.
the
hit
speed,
you.
the yelling, it gets really, really wet behind a bar. It gets dirty sometimes.
Ooh, yeah, the floor.
All that
Watch the
stuff.
floor.
Yeah, and I had a barback one time be like, Gina hates me. She throws napkins on the floor. every time she sees me. And they were like, no, she just throws napkins. And so like, you know, the barbacks told me, and I was like, look, bitch. I said, every napkin on the floor is $1 in your pocket.
There you
I
go.
said, start counting, start picking
The dirtier,
it up.
the better.
Right, like don't, you know.
I love that.
Yeah, the dirtier, the better. So I guess that's the first one is like, just don't take shit personal because it's not that deep.
No, it's not. It's not. At the end of the night, you're all going to be bros.
Yeah.
Right.
You're all good.
Yeah.
You're family.
We're in this together.
And
You're
then
all
it's,
family.
And then it's really important, like, to dance with the bartender and project what I need. Like, Rough Eye's been really good lately. Like, I'll be like
He'll be,
this,
like,
and the
grabbing
bottle will be
napkins
in
in
your
there.
hand. And you'll throw a napkin up, and he's, like, snatching it down and throwing it in the
Yeah.
trash. And I'm like, what the fuck? And then I'm like, Rough Eye, I need...
So I have a question. Why is every good barback named Rafa? Because Rafa was my barback at
Really?
Rain. He's also the guy that like
Ours is
fixes
Cuban.
everything.
Rough
We
Eye's
have a
Cuban.
couple Cubans
And
in
I
there.
had a
We have
Ra-
two Cuban
I
guys.
swear I had a Rafa at, or maybe it was Jaime. Maybe it was Jaime. I thought it was Rafa. I'm wrong. I'm already drunk again, guys. Oh my gosh. Haven't
that
drank in a long time.
Jameson.
Haven't had a drink in a long time. I'm already drunk. No, but I swear every good barback's name is Rafa. So I swear.
Every good barback just doesn't take offense to shit.
Nope.
And fucking works and like understands that they're, and it's not even a mean thing or anything, but people come to see the bartender, and the only way the bartender can work is if our barback works twice as hard as we do.
Right.
Because I believe like the barback is the only way a speed bar works.
Yeah.
And it's not about an ego. Like to be a barback, you have to be a beast with like no ego, but to like make your bartender the shit.
Yeah, because I've had night. I used to work at a night where I was just the sole bartender, and I was my barback as well, and it was really hard.
Yeah.
It was like a really hard situation.
That's difficult. So we know what we think about barbacks now. We know what is one of the hardest things about bartending for you guys. Do you feel like?
I feel like when it gets later in the night and the customers are really turned up and it's a packed bar,
Turned up meaning drunk?
really, really drunk, it's hard to keep them in line. And when you accidentally skip someone, or it's just hard to keep people in line. I think that's what the hardest part is about it.
That's one of the hardest things you think?
It's like what being fair, quote unquote.
Yeah,
Okay.
fair
Yeah.
with each
What do you think,
person.
Legina?
I think the babysitting factor sometimes, because like in the back of our heads, like every single bartender that I can think of, especially in Texas, in the back of our head, it's always like TABC.
Right.
It's like always in the back of our head.
If
We're-
you don't know what TABC is, we'll explain it
Texas
real fast.
Alcohol Beverage Commission.
Yeah.
So
It's the
they're
reigning
over
jurisdiction over
They're over everything.
Everything.
Texas Alcohol Beverage, including like no sales on Sunday until this time, all that stuff.
Yeah, that's why we open at that time.
And so like all bartenders, like in the back of our head, we are constantly
Worried.
thinking about that,
Yeah.
worried and everything else. And it's not just because of us getting in trouble, but we actually care about people.
Yeah.
And we don't want
Right.
them to get hurt, but at the same time we understand the celebrations, the sadness, wedding, funeral type situation.
Yeah.
And you want people to have a lot of fun. And sometimes people think you're being facetious when you're like, I'll get you an Uber home. I'm like, no,
or here's
seriously,
a water.
I'll get you an Uber home. And like, I've never had but maybe like one or two people take offense to me cutting them off. Usually
Yeah.
people are like, thank you, but like, I think it's hard cutting people off sometimes.
Yeah. I think one of the hardest things for me is the sleep pattern that we have to deal with, because I'm almost 40. And let me tell you, baby girl needs her sleep now. And I'm a bitch if I don't get like 8 to 9 hours of sleep. So I think that it's really difficult, especially with us that all have side hustles. Like I have like 5 jobs. And it's so hard to like sometimes wake up in the morning after going home and for like 3:45 in the morning, going to bed at 4:30 in the morning, finally like settling down and going to bed, and then waking up at like 9 to go do something else. It's
Yeah.
that is so hard on your body.
Yeah,
like
my
when
body-
you're younger, you can do it a lot.
When you get older, it's
easier.
harder.
But when you're older in the industry, it's like it's difficult to wake up and function and be functioning the next day.
Yeah,
That's
my
like,
body still wakes me up at like 8:30, 9 in
Yeah.
the morning, like to the point where, you know, on Sundays it's hella busy. We go to bed at 4 or 5 in the morning, and then I'm up at 8 and 8:30. I can't go to sleep.
Yeah.
I have cried because
yeah.
I wake up and I'm like,
I literally did that
Cried.
yesterday.
Yeah.
I woke up because I had to work Saturday night. We closed, and then I had to be up for that early brunch, the Deep Eddy people. By the way, Deep Eddy, thank you for bringing those people in here because it was crazy. Daddy was busy. And let me tell you, 2 cases of mimosas in an hour. Yes, bitch.
We love Deep Eddy.
We love you, Deep Eddy.
I do love Deep
You should
Eddy.
sponsor us,
That's a
Deep
great
Eddy. Anyways.
No, say it again. Like
sponsor us, Deep Eddy?
Sponsor us, Deep Eddy.
So, but no, thank you. No, but I literally, like, I woke up and I had to, like, peel this eyeball open. And I was like, oh, my God. And I was driving here to work and I thought, I don't want to be here. But then, once I got here, I got moving and was racing. And then your body goes in that, like, fight or flight mode.
The auto.
So then it was like, I just went into auto zone and was just like, boom, boom, boom. And, but then around 8 o'clock,
Then you start to feel that tired.
it was
your
horrible. My
legs are starting to hurt.
my boyfriend last night, it was so cute. He gave me a foot massage and he made dinner. And I was like, Aaron, love you. Where you at? He was so good. He was good because he knew how tired I was, and it's very challenging on your body.
Definitely.
Bartending. Like people think, oh, you just stand in one area. How can it be hard on you, bitch? We go home with broken
Aches.
fingers. We go home with cuts. We go home with bruises and craziness. And how many times have you bled and like had to like put your hand behind your back and keep on making drinks because you're telling your barback to go get a Band-Aid because you cut yourself or
Countless.
like
The
something.
best barbacks will put on gloves so quickly.
Oh, yeah.
Get salt in 151, stop it, wrap
Yep.
it,
And you got duct
will
tape.
still be making a drink. Oh, duct tape.
Duct tape. Duct tape will
Oh,
save your
yeah,
ass.
duct
Always have
tape.
duct tape behind your bar.
Bartender's
Always.
best friend, duct tape.
Duct tape. It
If
will
you
tape.
don't know,
It makes the titties higher.
it
makes
seals.
it makes the
it
cuts go away.
Yeah, and
It
you can get it wet.
sterilizes.
Yeah,
It
it's-
can get wet
Yes, it can.
and it stays dry.
So if you're new into the bar world, duct tape.
Duct
All right.
tape.
Bring it.
And BC powder.
And BC?
BC powder.
BC powder. That's like
Yeah.
the powdered aspirin,
Aspirin.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like crushed up and it comes in like.
It looks like cocaine.
A little baggy.
Yeah.
It looks like cocaine.
It looks
Let's
like
be real.
Coke. It looks
Whoever
like Coke.
decided that BC powder was like a thing was a fucking cokehead. I'm serious.
Oh,
Because it's like all packaged pretty and crazy. My mom used to give that to me when I had toothaches. She would be like, and it tastes disgusting. If I had it
Chalky.
when I was little, she would be like, open your mouth, and like, and she would like pour it in, and it
Yeah.
would just be like, and she'd like, let it sit there, and I'd be like, oh
Wait,
my god, this is the worst.
I like the taste of BC powder. No, it's not a thing.
That is disgusting.
Okay.
No, you're on your own.
I don't
sister.
know about that.
You're on your own.
I mean, I think it's because you have it so much that it just becomes
You've taken so much.
regulatory.
Is that like Jägermeister? Because like I hate
tequila.
Jägermeister makes my heart hurt, but I swear I drank so much of it when I was younger that like now I can deal with it. So maybe that's what you did.
Maybe.
You acquired a taste.
acquired
Oh, they're
All right.
It's like coffee.
acquisitions
We have a few more minutes.
for EDU.
So let's do EDU, but I also want to do EDU. We already kind of did EDU. Let's skip that. I want to know some of the craziest tea because he's been at Crocker Bar for 7 years.
Oh, he's been practicing a story. Let him tell
You've been
it.
practicing. I want to hear your practiced story. You just called him out. Oh my God, that's crazy. So I want to hear your story because we all want to hear the craziest shit.
Yeah.
Like we all have crazy. I mean, I have crazy ass stories.
The first time he told it, but he said the person's name, so he was like,
I-
he regretted
I-
that.
yeah, I had
And then
to- So
the
maybe it
second
was-
time he undertold it. So this time, this is
Okay, so this is a story because again, we all want to hear stories about bars and like what crazy shit we've heard. Like again, I had to tell one yesterday, and I'll tell it again. But it was I think I told it in one of the episodes where the guy was shooting heroin in his toes on
wow.
Sunday,
Yeah,
and I had to
yeah.
kick him out. So yeah, so
Wow.
that's the kind of shit we deal with, people. Trust me, it happens. Yes, I said heroin. Anyway, so what's some of the craziest things? Because you 7 years at a bar, you've had to see some crazy
I know.
things.
Sometimes you see crazy things. We have all sorts of people come in there. Drag queens come in there a lot of the times. There's one story that I have.
Drag
that-
queens? Really?
Yeah,
No.
You know that
In a gay
it
bar?
happens. It happens. She was getting really crazy. She was getting on her friend's shoulders. She had a long Ariana Grande
And she's a
ponytail.
big girl.
She's a big
She's a
girl.
big girl?
She's a big girl.
She's a big tall girl.
Yeah, and she was whipping her hair kind of in her hand, and her
And
wig.
you said Ariana Grande, so I'm picturing a long.
It's long.
Exactly.
Like
a long
ponytail.
pony, a real
Like
long
really
pony.
long pony.
Yeah, so she's whipping it like in a helicopter motion,
Oh my
and it gets
God.
caught up in the fan.
Was it a wig?
It was a wig, but it was
a
glued
pony.
on.
It was glued well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, because
She was doing
it,
that.
it whipped her head around and broke the fan, so we had to replace it.
Was it like a ceiling fan?
It was
or-
our ceiling fan. On the
The
we
only
have,
ceiling fan?
No, we have about 5 of them in there, strategically placed, but that one went down.
Strategically placed. Really,
No.
Aaron?
That makes me want to look at these ceiling fans. Strategically
they're not
placed.
strategically
They're just
placed.
there.
One's there, one's over there.
Crocker Bar is a
small bar.
100-year-old house The house is that old. Like, it's either, I think it's 97 or 100 years old. Like, the owner was telling me about it the other day.
Maybe me and Aaron
Crocker
will
Bar is old.
go to Crocker Bar and see you guys this week, because I took off this week. Because I wanted to have...
Like this whole week?
Valentine's Day is coming up, so yes, it is.
This whole week?
I'm off on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Come see me and Aaron on Wednesday.
Maybe we'll
That's our day.
Yeah, that's our...
Okay.
That's our day.
So I'll see these ceiling fans.
Why not?
You can show me which one.
Wednesdays.
So she had the Ariana Grande ponytail.
Ponytail and...
Did it break the fan? Did it pull the fan down?
One of the blades came with her wig.
Oh
down to the
no!
floor.
Did the wig stay on?
Oh no!
The wig came off?
It came off, but part of it was still on her head.
Oh no!
No, the funny thing is, like, hearing this story for the third time after the first time, I saw this
drag queen
queen
person. Yes,
I saw this person.
So she's a regular.
And Aaron's like, and I'm like, oh.
You were trying to figure it out.
Yeah, it was her.
You know,
and I know who it is.
What's one of your craziest things, Gina, that you've seen working maybe here at Oil Cans?
At Oil Cans?
Yeah, we know about the
Yeah,
the
we know
bloody,
about that.
the bloody bottom.
We know about that.
Bloody bottom, yes, bloody bottom. We'll coin it bloody bottom.
I mean, the craziest thing that has happened to me here was.
And we know about the pregnancy thing.
You know about the pregnancy.
We know about that. We don't want to hear
Yeah, we know about that.
No.
She wasn't pregnant.
No, I
Someone
wasn't
wanted
pregnant.
to get her pregnant.
Somebody wanted me to have a baby for them.
There was a baby.
There was one Sunday, it was when me, Brandon Woodward, Scott Hill, and Ashton were all working at Main Bar. So it was like a dream team, right?
Yeah.
Scott Hill's on 1, Ashton's on 2, Brandon's on 4, I'm on 3. And Scott Hill used to come up to me and just grab my boobs like this. And I'd laugh and we keep working. It was just like, you know how we all have to have those breaks real quick, even when it's busy, to just breathe, and we all look at each other like, we're in this, come on. And
We're all
We
together.
can finish
yeah,
this.
and he'd be he was shaking a shot, and with his other hand, he just and walked off. And there's this big old lesbian girl at my bar, and she's like, my turn. And I'm like, no. And she's like, no, my turn. And I'm like, no, come back in 4 years when you've known me that long. And she's like, fuck you, I've served this country. And she goes nuts.
Oh, she threw the.
And she takes a beer bottle and breaks it.
Oh my
Oh
God.
wow, aggressive.
And I run over to station 1 and 4, and I'm like, Scott, Brandon, there's this big old lesbian trying to kill me.
Oh my
'cause
God.
of you, to Scott. And so I've never seen them move so fast. Scott was in the middle of giving money back to somebody, and Brandon was serving somebody, and they both stopped what they were doing and dropped what they were doing and came over, and that girl disappeared. We've never seen her again. We don't know who she is. And
She morphed into the floor and never came out.
because they left her behind.
Yeah.
Moved out
when
of
I tell
Austin.
you, they are both ace bartenders. We do not leave the bar for
Yeah.
anything. We hold our bladders for 7 hours. Our job is to make drinks fast, make people happy, and make money and get out of there, right?
Wow, that's nuts.
But they stopped what they were doing, register open, customer in the middle of and yeah, that was probably the craziest thing that's happened to me
Wow.
is somebody tried to cut me with the bottle to get to my tits.
Do you know one of the craziest things, and this didn't happen to me, and I'll make it brief, but it's so crazy because we deal with so much shit. One of my so Rain, when I worked at Rain, we had a front door and we have a back door. And the back door was our VIP entrance, and we had a guy that was really wasted. And they would radio back and forth between the front and back. The door staff would be like, hey, this person's drunk, he couldn't get in. They kicked him out in the front, and then and he tried to go in through the back door, and they were like, no, you can't get in, whatever, blah, blah, blah. He was fighting with the door staff. And I won't say his name, but one of the door guys, I guess, got a little angry with him and started yelling at him, and he got stabbed. The guy pulled a knife out and stabbed our door guy in the back. As he was walking away.
Oh my.
It wasn't a crazy, he's gonna die stab, but it was
Still,
definitely
a stab.
he got stabbed because everyone. By the time that what is that game that people play gossip or whatever, where someone whispers something to you and then you get it at the end of. So by
Gossip
the
is
end, by
bad
the
in
time it got
Austin.
back to me,
Telephone.
he had lost his
Telephone.
He had lost his appendix. His brain was cut out.
Oh
it
my.
was this horrible story, and I was like, oh my
Paralyzed
God,
for life.
what? Someone cut his leg off, and it was just this crazy story. But he got stabbed. The guy stabbed him because he wouldn't let him in the bar.
I've been surprised that I thought that
And he's okay, by the way. Just
he's
so you know.
okay. He's
he's
living.
alive.
He's
fine.
fine. But I was surprised because in Austin, telephone goes really bad. People do not get the story right.
Telephone,
it's terrible.
that's what it's called, telephone.
Telephone. But in Houston, people have that shit right on. It'll be pretty damn close to the same story. And you're like,
What, do you think it's like cell phones too nowadays? Because you can video everything. That's how they
Yeah,
remember what's going on. Because
definitely.
no one wants to help a bitch, but they want to put the phone right up and do this.
over the stall.
Just right over everything.
people-
over the stall.
Over the stall,
Having
people
sex,
sucking.
sucking
Yeah,
D.
all of it.
Someone's passed out on
Speaking
the
of second
street.
D, there's Mackie Ray. Hi, Mackie Ray.
Hey, Lamac.
Oh my gosh, yes. So guys, so door staff, I guess, be careful. If you never know who's gonna have a knife.
Yeah. And I
definitely.
mean, we've heard about door staff getting
I think
spit on.
bar staff and restaurant staff in general
Yeah.
need to be careful because there's a lot of crazies out there. So just be really careful.
People
because
get
you
drunk.
never know. It's never worth it to get into a fight with someone. I had a door guy the other day that I had to help with the situation because the guy was being escorted out because he was drunk. And I was worried about him at the front. So I did walk up to the front and make sure he was okay. And the guy was trying to argue with me, and I put my hand in his face and said, I don't want to talk to you. I'm just talking to my door staff to make sure he's fine. And then I asked him, I was like, are you okay? And he was like, yes, I'm fine. So again, always watch out. But again, that's what barbacks do. And bartenders, we have to scan the room and make sure everyone's good. But yeah, so just, if you're out there in the industry, those are some things that can
Keep
help
scanning.
you. Always keep scanning.
Be
So-
alert, barbacks.
Yes.
For your bartenders.
I see Taylor has been looking over at us a lot. He's learning so much now. Because are you learning a lot?
Yeah.
Good. He's a new barback, so he's
One of
been
the new
like, he's
barbacks
like,
here
I
is
feel
like-
like you should have like a little
It's like, this is
notepad.
school.
Notes.
All right,
Your
guys.
tuition will come soon. Don't worry.
Yes. Well, Aaron, thank you so much for coming back.
Thank
a
you,
third
guys.
time. Oh my God, 3 times a charm.
Third time. Oh, and when can we find you at Crocker Bar in
Yes.
Montrose?
When do you work there?
And don't forget.
And also about Keller Williams too. So
Yeah, all
how
of
can we
it.
find you?
Okay, well, you can find me online at the Keller Williams website. You just look up my name, Aaron Balli. And then I work at Crocker from Wednesday to Sunday, each night except Sunday day. Me and Gina work together on Wednesdays. Why not Wednesdays?
Why not Wednesday?
Why not Wednesday?
Yeah,
That's what you call it?
Yeah, we used to do movie
We
night.
used to have, but that was for the holidays.
Okay.
And so now we do Why Not Wednesday? Like, why not start the weekend on
I like
Wednesday?
that. Okay,
That's
I'll
good.
I'll do a wine on Wednesday. I like me a little Pinot Grigio.
Yes.
Okay, cool. And then Gina, when do you work?
I work on Tuesday and Wednesday and Sunday nights at Crocker Bar in Montrose in Houston, Texas.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then I'm here on Friday, Saturdays at Oil Can Harry's, and then I work Sunday happy hour from 2 to 9. So come see us. We have great mimosas, great specials. Also, check out the new Dark Bar. That's something that's brand new. We've been doing this for about 3 weeks now. You haven't been here for that yet.
I
You need to
haven't.
come down, take a weekend off, come down. The Dark
I'll be
Bar.
down here
at Oil
this
Can
I was
weekend.
here during your 30th anniversary.
It was sexy, right?
Yeah,
it was so
it was
sexy.
great.
I'll be down here
Dancers,
this weekend.
it's
I'm
dark,
coming to
it's-
see
We have a
you.
new DJ booth in there
Yeah.
too. There's a DJ booth in there. Yes, Eric Styles.
It's much
and
better
Mackie.
than the
Oh,
sports
Eric's
bar.
back,
It
okay.
is so sexy. We've made this bar so much fun, and so it's going to be good. So check it out. You'll see me on Friday, Saturday nights here, and then also you can check me out at my med spa at Glow Laser and Beauty if you ever need any beauty fun. Oh, by the way, you may be getting your brows done. So the next time you see,
It would be on like Facebook Live or something.
we're going to go live. So we'll keep up with our social media in the front, and we'll maybe be doing something live with Gina's brows. So,
Great.
anyways, thank you so much, Aaron.
Thank you,
Thank you guys
guys.
for listening. We will see you guys very soon. And check out some of our past episodes. Please follow us on Instagram, How May We Service You, and also go to YouTube and go to How May We Service You and check out our last episodes. We have 14 episodes for
14.
season 1. So, yes, check it out.
And don't we have an episode from season 2
We do.
released?
Our first episode was last week. We put it up, and it's with our Hannah, our teacher. So, so check it out. All right, kids, we're going to go now, and we'll see you very soon.
How may we service,
How may we service you?